In prehistory, surviving childbirth was already difficult. So why keep a woman alive after she could no longer give birth? Because an older woman could feed children, protect knowledge, and make existing descendants more likely to survive. That is the first answer, but it is not the only one, and scientists still debate the full story. Menopause looks puzzling because natural selection rewards reproduction, not simply a long and comfortable life. Most female mammals keep reproducing until late in life, then survive only a relatively short time. Human women can live for decades after fertility ends, even without hospitals, pensions, or modern medicine. Average life expectancy at birth makes this easy to miss, because ancient childhood death pulled the average brutally downward. An adult who survived infection, injury, and childbirth could still reach her 50s, 60s, or beyond. So the real question is not whether every ancient woman became old. Many never had the chance. The mystery is why long female life remained valuable after the ovaries stopped releasing eggs. Start with the extraordinary cost of a human child. Our babies arrive helpless and remain dependent for years. A mother could be nursing one child while carrying another and feeding older children who still gathered poorly. Her family faced an energy deficit, too many hungry mouths, too few fully productive hands. An older woman could change that equation without producing another completely dependent infant of her own. Among Hadza foragers in Tanzania, researchers observed older women digging for underground foods that young children struggled to collect. Those tubers were not romantic gifts, they were calories extracted through skill, strength, memory, and hours of work. When a grandmother supplied food, her daughter could wean sooner and devote energy to another child. Existing grandchildren also received support during the dangerous years between weaning and competent, independent foraging. This idea became the grandmother hypothesis. Helping descendants can spread your genes without another pregnancy. In evolutionary terms, a surviving grandchild can matter even when the grandmother never gives birth again. Mathematical models show that this feedback could favor genes supporting longer adult life across many generations. Longer-lived grandmothers help more descendants. Those descendants inherit tendencies toward longer life and repeat the cycle. But a model proves possibility, not history. Ancient behavior leaves no neat fossil-labeled grandmother at work. Modern foragers are living people, not frozen replicas of Stone Age societies. Their evidence must be used carefully. Historical records add another clue. In some populations, a living grandmother improved grandchildren's survival or her children's reproduction. Yet the effect depended on distance, age, family line, resources, and whether help became competition. An extremely old or dependent relative could also consume scarce food. Grandmothering was never automatically beneficial. Food was only one contribution. Older women could watch children while younger adults hunted, gathered, traveled, or recovered. They could recognize safe plants, water sources, seasonal routes, animal behavior, and treatments learned through repeated failure. During an ordinary week, that knowledge might look invisible. During drought or scarcity, it could become life-saving. Experience also helped manage conflict, births, injuries, food sharing, and the dangerous care of multiple children. We should not imagine every camp ruled by a wise grandmother. Human groups varied, and authority was always negotiated. Still, an elder could store information no tool, book, or digital archive preserved for the group. Another explanation begins with childbirth itself. Pregnancy grows riskier as a woman ages, especially without surgery or transfusions. Stopping reproduction could protect a mother whose existing children still depended on her survival and daily work. This is called the mother hypothesis. Avoid a dangerous late pregnancy and keep investing in children already born. It helps explain why stopping might take, but not necessarily why humans evolve such unusually long lives afterward. Then comes reproductive conflict. In a shared family, an older woman and a younger woman might bear children simultaneously. Their infants would compete for food, care, and protection, even when the mothers were related through marriage. If older women became more closely related to the group over time, helping could outperform producing another competing infant. Comparisons with toothed whales make this idea especially intriguing. Several whale species also have long post-reproductive female lives. Older females can guide relatives toward food, while mothers and daughters avoid costly reproductive competition. But whales also warn against the simple slogan. Intergenerational help exists in many species that never evolved menopause. Helping family is therefore part of the mechanism, not a complete explanation by itself. Wild chimpanzees complicate the picture further. At Ngogo, females showed a substantial post-reproductive phase under unusual ecological conditions. Those older chimpanzees did not fit the classic human grandmother pattern, yet some survived long after reproduction. That suggests ecology, mortality, and inherited primate biology may create the opportunity before grandmothering strengthens it. There is also a basic biological limit. Human eggs form before birth and decline in number and quality with age. Natural selection can maintain late-life fertility only when its benefits outweigh the enormous cost of repairing aging reproductive systems. Evolution does not engineer from scratch, it modifies an inherited body while balancing survival, reproduction, and care. The safest conclusion is not that grandmothers single-handedly invented human longevity, language, or civilization. It is that later life could remain reproductively valuable through relatives even after direct reproduction ended. Food, childcare, memory, lower maternal risk, and reduced family conflict may all have pushed in the same direction. That combination also explains why menopause is not evidence that evolution stopped caring about older women. Selection can favor what keeps descendants alive, not only what creates the next newborn. Picture one count near the end of a dry season. Younger adults return with less food than expected. An older woman remembers where buried tubers remain, how deep to dig, and how to make them edible. She feeds a weaned child, frees the mother to nurse an infant, and teaches another child the same location. No single act looks dramatic. Together, those acts may carry one family through the hardest weeks. The evolutionary mystery of menopause may therefore hide a deeply human answer. Survival was never an individual achievement.